Doesn't it smell incredible? Actually, you don't know, you can't smell it.
Winston? Winston? Come back with that leg of lamb.
Isn't it funny how food smells bring back so many memories to us? Ginger cake does that for me. I remember as a young boy walking home from school, opening the back door into the kitchen, and the smell of ginger and cinnamon and molasses and treacle just hitting you in the face. And my mother busy in the kitchen baking pastries and cakes in her little apron. If I was lucky, I would arrive home just as the ginger cake was coming out of the oven, and by the time I'd unpacked my school books and sat down and started my homework, there was a big slice of ginger cake lathered in salted butter waiting for me. Golden memories. I don't know who invented ginger cake, but I'm glad they did. It's the perfect winter weather holiday cake, and served cold with butter or even hot with custard. It just makes that perfect holiday treat. I'm not sure what happened to my mother's recipe. She doesn't make it anymore. But I dug into my old Buckingham Palace recipe cookbook and found the ginger cake I used to make for the Queen when she was at Balmoral during the cooler weather, and at Sandringham at Christmas, and all the family enjoyed it. You start off rubbing some flour into the butter and then add some baking soda, ginger, cinnamon and spice, and rub all of those together. Once you've mixed the butter into all the flour and dry stuff, then you're going to crack 3 eggs into a bowl. 2 separate pans, and in one I've got some milk, and I'm going to put some sugar in there too and whisk that in. In this one I've got some black treacle and some golden syrup. I'll put a link to them in the description if you can't find them locally, but if you want you can substitute for corn syrup and molasses. Same amounts. The golden syrup you switch for the corn syrup, and the molasses you'll actually switch for the treacle. They'll taste as good, almost. They go on the stove now, these 2 pans, and you have to bring them to the boil at the same time. Okay, so start the molasses or the black treacle, the syrup, start it off slow, and then start the milk on high, because that's going to take longer to boil. But they need to come to boil at the same time. Once they come to the boil, then we'll just make a well in the center of the flour mix and add the syrup mix first, and then the milk, and whisk those together. Once everything's combined, then we can add the eggs. Stir it all together so there's no lumps. And remember, this mix makes 2 cakes. At the palace, when we made this, we'd actually wrap one in plastic wrap, put it in the fridge. It'll keep in the fridge for a month, and then anyone comes last minute, any friends over the holidays, you can just bring that out and give them a slice. Once it's all mixed in, we go into a greased and lined cake tin. And into the oven, 350 degrees. When the cake comes out of the oven, it's going to have a nice little give to it in the center, and it smells amazing already. Let it rest a little bit before we try and turn it out, otherwise you'll pull the sides away from the tin. It'll look a mess. Run a knife around the edges, carefully, we don't want to tear the sides, and then carefully lift off the tin. Lift up the cake, take off the parchment paper. Oh, Doesn't it smell incredible? Actually, you don't know, you can't smell it. And then onto a wire rack to cool. Once it's cold, or nearly cold, you can dig in. It smells amazing. As I said, the recipe makes 2, so make the spare one, give it to a friend, give it to a teacher, give it to a hospital worker, one of the police, someone. Just give a cake away, make someone's day, make someone happy these holidays. You can still enjoy this one. This one's still warm. Salted butter. Oh, I'm off to do my homework. See you again soon.